Hey everyone, Tom here. It's October 11th, 2025, and this week's shutdown is in week 2, with Trump's admin firing over 4,200 federal workers already. That's not just numbers, it's slashing staff who keep our community afloat. Today, we're zooming in on the non-Medicaid disabled grinding on SSI or SSDI, especially in Texas where uninsured rates are already brutal at 18%. These cuts, they're hitting the most vulnerable the hardest: low-income folks, disabled people of color, rural communities. If that's you or somebody you know, stay locked in. What's the shutdown messing with for you? Let us know in the comments. Alright, let's unpack the chaos. No personal pity party, just straight facts on who's getting crushed. Remember, Social Security and SSI checks keep rolling because they're mandatory, but everything else, furloughs and firings, are freezing support. First up, vocational rehab and job training. Federal cuts at education and HHS mean counselors are gone. States like Texas, already slammed with wait lists, now face total backlogs. Think disabled vets or young adults with autism trying to enter the workforce? Doors are slamming shut, pushing more into poverty. Rural spots like the Panhandle or far west Texas? Even worse. No transport, no staff. Next, housing stability. HUD vouchers for disabled renters? Renewals halted. In Texas, where 600,000 plus disabled folks scrape by without Medicaid, this spells evictions for families in Houston apartments or San Antonio group homes. Low-income Black and Latino disabled communities, they're first in line for the fallout. Shelters are overflowing and homelessness is spiking. Food security. The ongoing government shutdown, now in its second week as of today, poses immediate risk to SNAP administration, though benefits themselves are protected by law for now. However, there have been changes: stricter work rules for the able-bodied, exemptions removed for homeless individuals, veterans, and former foster youth. At least 275,000 Texans are at risk of losing benefits over 2 years. Food banks have been hard hit, starting back in March when shipments were canceled, including meat, dairy, and more. More cuts were made with the One Big Beautiful Bill, and more are expected as more cuts and recent firings and layoffs are expected to add to the shortages. Many of the disabled rely on this program for most of their food. For us, two disabled adults, it allows us one meal a day of a meat and a veggie. If there's leftovers, maybe a midnight snack or breakfast. Nearly all of our cash is wrapped up in bills, so SNAP is our lifeline. I know we're not alone. That's why I'm doing this. Breaking news: education crisis. Department of Education special ed massacre. Yesterday, the feds axed nearly everyone in the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services. Hundreds of experts who enforce the IDEA laws, or IDEA, process grants, and investigate violations for disabled kids nationwide. Now layer on Texas' $607 million clawback in special ed Medicaid funds from last year, slashing reimbursements for therapies, nursing, occupational or physical therapy in schools. For non-Medicaid families, it's a nightmare. Delays in IEPs, or IEPs even refused. Unfilled aids, districts like those in rural East Texas dropping services entirely. Kids with Down syndrome or epilepsy, losing critical supports, widening gaps for low income and BIPOC students already underserved. This federal-state combo, it's abandoning our next generation. And don't sleep on advocacy and daily aid. Independent living centers shutting intake. Therapy referrals through federal grants delayed for months. Nationwide, that's millions losing community programs. But in Texas, our high uninsured rate means folks fall through the cracks faster. Think delayed equipment for chronic pain warriors or cut food aid lines for SSI elders. These firings at HHS, they're gutting the very teams fighting for our rights. Texas is the epicenter. Our state's federal reliance means shutdowns amplify everything, especially now with Department of Education special ed wipeout piling on last year's funding theft. But it's everywhere. California clinics furloughing disabled support staff, Midwest food banks rationing for SSI families. The non-Medicaid crew, we're invisible to them. No safety net label, so cuts bite deeper. Disabled women of color, trans folks, immigrants, overrepresented in the stats, underrepresented in the fixes. Kids in under-resourced Texas schools, frontline casualties. This isn't policy, it's people losing independence overnight. We can't wait for DC to wake up. Right now, flood your reps' lines. Demand full funding, no more firings, and restore that Texas special ed cash. Texas crew, hit up at everytexan.org. That's at everytexan.org for local resources. National, the ARC's got toolkits on OSERS fallout. Share a win or loss from your area in the comments. We amplify voices, not silence them. We're trying to grow this thing, so if this lit a fire or hit a nerve, smash that follow, share the live. Well, we're not live right now, but we plan on being in the future and without a script. We're resilient, but together, we're unstoppable. What's your first move? Coming up on the 18th is the No Kings Rally, and we plan to be there with this fight. We may even bring it to you live there and on other platforms. It's go time. Peace, fighters.